And of course, the Jungian shadow affects us because, let's give you an example of the incel, right? The incel has got a massive fucking shadow. He's got a lot of repressed content in which he hasn't dealt with properly because he's got problems and no one else does, right? And he's working off first principles that are extremely faulty, like women are evil, women are bad, and then this causes actions to happen which are extremely terrible, right? But the thing is that the Jungian shadow, if you don't confront your shadow, the unconscious, the repressions within you, then you're limiting your critical thinking or your ability to critique things in the world and deduct philosophically. And this is something that Nietzsche made massive in his argument against many philosophical critiques from the likes of Immanuel Kant and other more kind of 19th century philosophers during his time, was that you need to judge your thoughts on your character. You need to place a purposeful ad hominem onto yourself. You need to critique your character before you then start judging your thoughts, because you need to think, well, why do I think this? And then you need to reflect it towards your own character. And this is where you get the incel situation, because the incel should really be saying, well, how does my being, my own self, affect the way I think? What am I not doing, or what am I doing that is limiting my thoughts? And if he actually thought this properly, he'd be like, oh, it's me who's the problem and not women. He'd be like, oh, okay, so I am the problem. It's not women. This is the thing. And this is why you need to, and this is even a first principle to first principles. First principle to clarity is that you need to judge your thoughts on your character. Because otherwise, you may just have these suspicions, these fairy tales, these myths about certain things that cannot really be deduced because they're just assumptions. And this brings you back into the empirical situation, is that you need to live by empiricism. You need to live by the experience you have with the world, because only that can you truly deduce your experience with the world around you and to make claims or make philosophical judgments or the attempt even to be able to attempt to make genius insight is that you need to be an empiricist. You need to live out life through your experience and then deduce from that to try and figure up a creative inspiration or creative insight, or you want to figure out how to innovate something in a particular way. You need to apply these elements, otherwise you may delude yourself. And if you don't even confront your shadow in this situation of learning how to deduce or learning how to think via first principles, then you will delude yourself and you will, become crazy. You will delude yourself.